Hello students, welcome to the DS Digital Signal Processing. We are discussing the topic that is overlap add method. In the last lecture we have seen overlap save method. Let's discuss today overlap add method for the linear filtering. So let's say the statement is like we need to calculate y of n for the filter. Impulse response is, let's say, h of n is equal to 1 1 1. So for simplicity we are just taking it with the m equal to 3 case. So as it is with the 3 values, so m is equal to 3. With the input signal, let's say the input is x of n. I will just take it for the simplicity as a 3 minus 1 0, and this is 1 3 2 0 1 2 1. This is the same example which we have seen in the earlier class. For simplicity only we are taking the same example because we want to cross check whether it is giving the same output or not. So let's say the overlap add method we are applying for this sequence. So we will start with the m equal to 3, that can be easily identified from h of n, since the number of samples in filter case is in the h of n, that is 3, so m is equal to 3. So for n, L will be selected more than the value of m. So for simplicity, let's say I am going for L equal to 3 case. So the m will become L plus m minus 1. So if L is 3, let's say L is 3, then n will be obviously 5. So therefore, since L is 3, n will be 5. We need to proceed with the 5-point circular convolution. Obviously that is what the case. Let's bifurcate the x of n, which is the lengthy sequence, with respect to the value of n in each sequence. So x1 of n, that can be calculated as a, let's say the first sequence which we need to go here, 3 minus 1 0. This is what the L. But here total number of sample values are 5. So 2 zeros will be appended. So these are the 2 zeros which will be appended. Next is nothing but x2 of n, that is equal to, here the next 3 values will be considered, that is 1 3 2, and the appended values are again zeros. It is not overlap which we have seen. Right now it is m minus 1 0. So m is 3, so 3 minus 1, 2 zeros will be appended. Now x3 of n will be selected as the next 3 values, so it will be 0 1 2, and append 2 zeros so as to satisfy the criteria of capital N equal to 5. So total sample values will be 5. Next is x4 of n. So it is nothing but again here 1 0 0, 2 zeros are additionally appended, and 2 zeros at the last. Now for this case again calculate y1 of n. This time the y1 of n will be x1 of n, circularly convolved, 5-point circularly convolved with h of n. Now the result for this case will be y1 of n is equal to 3 2 2 minus 1 and 0. This is what the result. Now if someone want to verify this, let's verify it with the help of the simple approach which we have seen. What is x1? x1 is simple, that is 3 minus 1 0 0 0. So let's write down firstly the h of n, 1 0, 1 0 0, 1 0 0, 1 0 0, 1 0 0. This is what 5 by 5 matrix of h of n. Now the next is we need to write down x1 of n. So that is 3 minus 1 0. So this will be giving the resultant value, that is y1 of 10. So for this, let's check how this value is obtained over here with the help of this particular approach. So for getting it, this is 3, rest of the values are 0, so this is 3. So this is 3 minus 1, so obviously it is 2, rest of the values are 0. Again it is 3 minus 1, 2, rest of the values are 0. This is 0, minus 1, rest of the values are 0. This 2 are 0, 0, this is 0, so this is 0. This is how it will be calculated, and that is what we just done over here. Similarly, we can calculate the other values also. So let me just forget this. Other values, let's say for y2 of n, so x2 of n will be circularly convolved with h of n. Y2 of n is nothing but 1, 4, 6, 5 and 2. Similarly, y3 of n will be nothing but the value which is provided, like after calculation it is 0, 1, 3, 3, 2. This is what y3 of n, and y4 of n, that is calculated like, let's say it is 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. This is what the y4 of n. Now once we got all these values, let's rearrange these values so that we will be able to check the result for overlap add method. So let me write down here y1 of n, that is 3, 2, 2, minus 1 and 0. Next case is nothing but the y2 of n. So let me write down here y2 of n. Here remember the last values are to be overlapped with each other. So it is nothing but 1, 4, 6, 5, 2. Similarly, y3 of n is equal to 0, 1, 3, 3, 2. And lastly, y4 of n is equal to 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. To get the y of n, which is nothing but simply the reflection of the result of all these individual y, that is the individual outputs. For this, idea is simpler. Idea is nothing but, since it is overlap add method, that's why these values are to be added with each other individually. So this 3 will be as it is over here, next 2, next 2, addition of minus 1 with the plus 1, that is resulting in 0, addition of 0 with 4, that is 4, this 6 will be as it is, and 5 plus 0, that is 5, and 2 plus 1, that is 3, next is 3, and 3 plus 1, that is 4, and 2 plus 1, that is 3, and 1, 0, 0. So this particular thing, that is y of n is equal to 3, 2, 2, 0, 4, 6, 5, 3, 3, 4, 3, 1, 0, 0. This is nothing but the output of the filter for the given x of n. Now the advantage for this one, already we have seen in case of the overlap save method. So here the overlap add method is simply reflected as a addition. So this is where the addition is taken place. So that is why this method is called as overlap add method. So thank you everyone. Thank you very much. If the time comes that if someone asks you to distinguish between the overlap save and overlap add method, the distinguished points are quite simpler. Let's say for example, in case of the overlap save, the data sequence length is n is equal to l plus m minus 1, and in case of the overlap add method, the data sequence length is L and m minus 1 zeros are appended. Similarly, one more point which we can distinguish over here, in case of overlap save method, m minus 1 data points of previous data block and then L new data points are considered. Similarly, in case of the overlap add method, each data block is L points and obtained m minus 1 zeros for 10 point DFT. So these are some of the points. In addition to this, you can add the examples also to show what exactly the overlap save and what exactly overlap add method. So thank you everyone. Thank you very much.